I was looking at some of the other ones that for the other companies. CPJ. I don't think I saw them mention Melissa. Or no. No, they did. They did. I was just putting up their report too. Is there any data on, you think, how many hotels have closed down?
There should be. There should be some data.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, like, for... You mentioned that some of them have closed down.
I'm looking at some now. So they said you have major all-inclusive brands that have closed. I'm seeing Sandals Mobe, Sandals Royal Caribbean, Sandals South Coast. Yeah, Sandals South Coast. I've seen it. Yeah. They're closed, not expected to reopen until around late May 2026. Then you have the Hyatt Inclusive Collection, and that's like Breathless Mobe, Dreams, Rose Hall, Hyatt Zilara, Rose Hall, Secrets, etc.
Yeah, this is the article. Closed hotels set timelines for reopening after hurricane. A green article.
I'm seeing, yeah, and even from Tourism Analytics, I'm seeing some stuff from Tourism Analytics as well. I like that website. If you guys looking at that website for stuff, tourismanalytics.com.
I guess I was just trying to think how, like, it's... So yes, we said things like CPJ, Everything Fresh, they do a lot of the food and drinks and stuff to the hotels. I guess I'm just wondering, okay, was it their home, like, yeah, like the sort of hotels that were closed down either temporarily or permanently, was CPJ a big supplier of their products? So, like, how much business do you think they're actually going to, I guess, lose from it?
I mean, I'm pretty sure there might be a way to extract to get that data. But I would look for the major ones, because then there are smaller hotels and boutiques that have closed as well, Evening the Grill and so on.
And they would get products from them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be the major ones I'm looking at. Like Bahia Principe is huge. That's a very big hotel.
I guess I'm just thinking how, because I was looking at this article, closed hotels set timelines for reopening after hurricane, and then it goes into some of the specific hotels that they say, Rio Negril is scheduled to reopen November 15th, Rio Reggae, Montego Bay, November 20th, Rio Palace, Aquarel, December 15th. Because I think CPJ hasn't reported. The most recent report is the September one, which is pre the hurricane. So then, I was looking at what the disclosure that they made. Yeah, so the situation on the ground remains fluid, but there's no doubt that the hurricane will negatively affect Q4 performance. However, we are confident in the resilience of our partners, of our people, and of our country, and we anticipate recovering Q1 2026, so that'll be January to March next year. Yeah, so I guess that'll be interesting. So could it be that, do you think, I'm wondering, like, how bad is bad when they say that? Because this quarter that they had for the September, how good was it? Let me see. Was it profitable? It was actually a loss. Wow, look at that. They lost $1 million US. The revenues were up significantly, but their costs went up a lot. So they couldn't really contain their costs. And yeah, they lost $1 million US. The other quarters before that were profitable. So it's like, okay, even in a time where even before the major hurricane and stuff. Yeah, without the major hurricane and stuff, they weren't profitable. And it was actually a loss than last year, because last year it was only $80,000 US in loss, and then now it's $1 million US in loss. So it's like, I guess it would be interesting to see, like, what if it's even like $1 million loss again, or a $2 million loss or something,
Yeah.
And then I guess it would be interesting to see, okay, how would the market like react negatively to that? And so, it's selling at what price is CPJ now? CPJ now is $7.32. It's actually on a downtrend over the last year or so. It was coming from a high of like $10, around $8, and it's now $7. It'd be interesting to see like how
what's that loss though? I remember them reinvesting to like scale up and stuff like that. And then they had operating expenses I know was high. I think it's because it's increased like staffing and overtime. It was to support some new projects and things like that. And then they have like even when you look at their cash reserves, I know that dropped. And so on. Like there was a lot because they were spending on I think a manufacturing plant, upgrading some plant. Let me see if I can find that article. I remember there was some plant that they were upgrading that was mentioned in the Gleaner. Because I know they've been in expansion mode basically, from my understanding. So it's more for like capacity, launching products. They were doing a bunch of different things, and then they acquired AS Bryden, which, as we know, AS Bryden is the Trinidad and Tobago.
Wait, you said they what?
Sorry. Yeah, you're right. AS Bryden acquired a stake, the majority stake in CPJ. My bad. And AS Bryden was it's change ownership. They're like a distribution giant. They're like I was gonna say like Separate in Jamaica. Funny how Separate owns them, but yeah, yeah, they're massive too, as well. Very similar to CPJ in terms of the types of products too, like even wines and spirits and so on.
I think what they're saying is that the higher costs or things like their enterprise resource planning or ERP implementation, which is like a system to help them handle their logistics or distribution or whatever better. Fleet expansion, so I guess they're buying more trucks and stuff like that. Cold chain infrastructure, I think there's like freezers and stuff like that. And they say warehouse upgrades, so they had to be spending. I guess they're trying to spend a lot, and it sucks because they were probably spending that money anticipating a really good Christmas quarter, and then this happened, which may impact that because some of the hotels and stuff. They say operational inefficiencies, inventory management, logistics, credit management, and wage overheads.
Those don't sound good at all.
We said change. Interesting.
You're right. I'm here looking at this article.
Oh, wait. I think I read the... Oh, wait. Did they flip? I think I actually read it wrong. No. Or did I? No, this is saying... Hold on. Because I thought they made it seem like they... Modest... Could this say net performance resulted in a modest loss of 0.08 million US, an improvement from the 1 million US loss recorded in Q3
of last year.
Aren't I? But isn't this here? This is saying 3 months, September 2025. Loss. Oh. What? I'm not reading this wrong. What?
You're not reading it wrong.
This says September 2025. Attributable to shareholders of the companies. This is saying 700K loss for September 2025. And it's saying for September 2024. Okay.
I'm not sure of that discrepancy. It's funny how we find these things while we're recording. Yeah, CPJ. We need some answers for that. Unless we are, I don't see how we're reading it wrong because it's right in front of us. But yeah, like I was even looking at this article I just sent you. Um, I forgot about Cartel and Angostura Holdings. The company. So this is an article that says this was published August 20th of this year. Sales up, but cash dips as CPJ reinvests in plant. So they're basically saying the sales are up, but profits dipped, reflecting elevated operating costs. And the company attributed the revenue growth to stronger sales in the large resorts segment. So, they're heavily tied to tourism and key areas of the fast food service channel, as well as the highly successful launch of Street Vibes, right? And a 150% expansion in its spirits portfolio through its partnership with Angostura Holdings. And, Angostura Holdings and so on, they're the ones that produce Cartel's liquor. So Street Vibes is a new rum
Have
launched
you
by
had it?
Entertainment. I've had Fever. It's decent, It's decent as a white rum. There are other spirits in the line I have not tried, but I've had Fever. Big up Jade. But yeah, yeah,
I don't know.
bro. Like, I don't
My
know.
thing is,
I think
I always was like when I was comparing CPJ to Everything Fresh, I view them as pretty similar business models, and I was always like, hey, if my thesis is hey that the tourism industry is gonna do well, and I think the same hotels and stuff, a lot of people are gonna be coming to the hotels, buying the foods, eating the food, drink, all that stuff. Then I was thinking more Everything Fresh. When I looked at it, Everything Fresh I thought was a much smaller company, and I thought like for them it's just easy for them to get like it's easier to move the needle, I guess, for them. Like they could say secure. If you look at the size of like Everything Fresh and like their revenues or whatever, it's like, oh, they could just secure a new contract with a hotel and that could be worth like $1 million US, and that's a big deal for them. Versus CPJ, it's like even if they make $1 million US, we just show that CPJ has revenues of how much? For a quarter, they do almost 60 million US revenue. So even if they get a 1 million US contract, that's like, that's not a big deal. Yeah. Let me see how Everything Fresh is doing. I think their most recent reports. Have you ever looked at them?
Yeah, I've looked at them maybe a long time ago.
Let me pull it
I
up.
haven't looked at them recently.
So right now we are recording
No,
this.
I feel like I looked at them this year.
Stock price
I
is
liked
$2.
them.
Oh, it's coming up from over the last year. It was. Let me look at the reports. So yeah, look at their revenues. They do CPJ does 60 mil US. Everything Fresh does. Wait, no, this is Jamaican. This is saying $1 billion Jamaican, which is like 6 mil US or so. So 6 mil US revenue for a quarter versus 10 times the size. They actually had a profitable quarter. They made 19 million US 19 million Jamaican versus 5 mil. Yeah, look at that. That means profits almost 4x. And they're doing better for the 9-month period compared to last year. They did like 100. I don't know. I feel like I'd probably buy them over CPJ still.
Maybe.
I was reading into them at one point. Like I saw they were doing some stuff. They were pushing, I think, is Bahamas or St. Lucia or something. They were talking about that.
If they're the ones. I was trying to remember. There was a thing with either Everything Fresh or ECL that I really liked, but I don't know if it was one of the owners. Like, how we always look into like the top 10. And it was one of the owners I didn't really. I wasn't comfortable owning the stock while they owned the stock. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna have to look in the top 10 to see. For both companies.
Hold on, let me see this. So their reports, Everything Fresh's latest report came out post the hurricane. So this was November 12th. And they say we remain resolute and optimistic. We'll deliver our growth and profitability targets for the year. Interesting. As we have done in the past, we will remain agile and proactive, taking measures to counter, minimize, and mitigate any negative impacts. Oh, interesting. I don't even see them mention. Did they mention Melissa in this? I don't think so. Interesting. You don't find that interesting?
Yeah. It's such a tightly held stock, though. The top owners own 93%, top 10 owns 93%, almost 94% of the stock. Very, very tightly held stock.
I think they had a shareholder meeting recently.
Yeah, I'm seeing PAM Pool Equity Fund buying more. 1.8 million shares in the quarter. And they're its second in terms of top 10.
Oh, there was an article, I think, I think this was from the shareholder meeting. I don't think they would be the type of damn Gleaner is taking a while to load. And what's good for them is that for them, and I guess CPJ, they were both pushing to, because they earn money from basically tourism, but they also were pushing into the retail side, so like supermarket sales and those kind of stuff, sort of local sales. So hey, it's not just foreigners eating the products at the hotels; they're also Jamaican. So that's why, for example, I was seeing them in the supermarket with the frozen fruits and those things.
Yeah.
So it says, so this is an article, this came out November 7th. Food Distributor, Everything Fresh, confirmed that its operations are intact post-hurricane. Its plant at Bogwalk, St. Catherine has to be operating on generator power. So they probably have some higher costs there compared to like JPS. They said there has been no cold chain issue whatsoever. Therefore, no spoilage and cost containment has been good. Oh, interesting.
Nice.
That's good. Very efficient plants at Bogwalk. Yeah, it's an AGM on Monday. Okay, so they're lucky they weren't heavily damaged. I want to see how the Bahamas is there where they do their other stuff. Operations in Jamaica and Bahamas. Let me see. Execution and quality, capital investments. Plant upgrades. Most expenditures you see are actually as a result of upgrades and infrastructure improvements, increase our storage capacity. So I guess they're buying more freezer space and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they say, interesting. Yeah, see, they said, luckily for us during COVID, we rebalanced our portfolio, no longer largely reliant on the tourism sector for the bulk of our income. Retail customers, supermarkets, restaurants, end users. Nice. So even if we have a substantial fallout from the tourism sector, we're not expecting to fall into losses. Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. Yes, I said they may not have been as severely affected.
Smart by Everything Fresh to diversify your consumer base. Very, very smart. I love to see that in my companies. And I buy some of their products. Like, I actually really do enjoy a lot of their products. Like, they sell like grapes and so on. And they're affordable.
So they import, the grapes are imported?
I believe so, yes.
Oh,
I think so. Don't
seedless grapes?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Never had their grapes before. I've seen the fruits. I think
I've had their kiwi. They've had they sell a lot of fruits, man. Like even cherries. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, bro.
Nice. I say on the ground research.
On the ground research. Quality products. Everything is fresh. But okay. You know
others you're looking at?